Morning everyone, Izza here. Hope you're all well. An amazing Monday morning in Cape Town, in Blouberg. We've had some wind over the last week, but it's actually calmed down and it's a beautiful Monday morning. And I was just giving some thought to a course that I presented on Friday. So at Keller Williams we present a course called the 6 Personal Perspectives. And it's really a self-empowerment course, kind of get you thinking about your perspectives and how to change things in your life and how to gear yourself up and change your mindset to really be your optimal, whether it's in business or your personal life. And one of the topics that we discuss at great length in that course is called the removing limiting beliefs. And in our course on Friday, discussed it with a few of our students there, and it really got me thinking over the weekend as well about how to remove limiting beliefs. So a limiting belief can really be anything. It can be a fear of flying, it could be a fear of swimming, it could be a fear of failing at something, or thinking that you're not capable of being successful at something. And so there are various kinds of limiting beliefs that we have, and we all have them in all different spheres of our life. And often where they stem from is actually, it's not just something that's just come about. You haven't woken up and all of a sudden become fearful of flying or become fearful of bungee jumping or swimming or making a success of yourself. Often these are sort of things that have stemmed from your past. They've come in from somewhere else, whether it be brought on by your family, your mom and your dad saying, oh, you're not going to be great at this because I wasn't great at this, or this is not what our people do, or whatever it is. Often, or even your friends at school telling you, no, you can't do this, you won't be great at dancing, you won't be great at singing, you won't be good at this, you won't be a good architect because you don't draw properly, or whatever it is. So these things often stem from other places. They kind of built, they're inside of us, and often you need to actually sit down and really give it a good think, and then you find out where that limiting belief is actually coming from. Once you know where it's coming from, you can really tackle it. And there's basically like a 6-step sort of program that you can go on with each of those limiting beliefs that can kind of assist you in getting rid of those fears. So firstly, like I said, you need to identify that limiting belief. So if it's the fear of flying, or actually let me use an example that we had in our classroom on Friday, which is the fear of heights. And I was very surprised to see how many people are actually fearful of heights. It's not something that I can comprehend because I'm not afraid of heights. So when somebody said to me, afraid of heights, I said, well, then start with something small. Start with climbing Lion's Head. And that person was freaked out, saying, are you crazy? The Lion's Head is like an impossible task. So then you would start with something smaller. So the first thing to do is then to identify what that limiting belief is that is stopping you from doing whatever it is that you want to do. Then the next one is you need to list a bunch of ways that this limiting belief is actually stopping you. So you need to write down various ways in which not being able to climb a mountain or to fly or to bungee jump or whatever it is actually preventing you from becoming a better person in the future. So once you've done that, you need to then decide how you would act or feel if that was removed from your life. So sit down and actually think about it. Think, how would I feel if that fear, if that limiting belief was removed? If I could, get on a plane and be comfortable with it, or climb up Lion's Head with my friend and not be fearful, what would your life look like at that stage? How would you feel about that? And then you need to create a new belief system or affirmation. So you actually need to sit down and say, this is what it is going to be. Once that limiting belief is removed, this is what my life is going to look like, and actually put it inside of you, put it into your thoughts. And then you need to affirm that. And that affirmations I believe in. I've started doing affirmations over the last year and a half, and it really has changed a lot in my life. So you need to start affirming that. You need to start telling yourself that I can do this, I am capable of doing whatever it is that your limiting belief has been. Is you can actually Tell yourself, listen, I am capable of getting on a plane and flying to Johannesburg. I am capable of climbing Lion's Head with my friends. Obviously, you need to put things in place to get to that point. So you might want to start small, like maybe with a ladder. and kind of work your way up, if you know what I mean, if heights is the issue. And then you need to start visualizing. On a daily basis, you need to visualize your life without this fear. Visualize the capabilities of your life without that fear. So once you've removed that limiting belief, whatever it is, if it's the fear of being successful, I mean, often you get people like that. I'm just thinking in my own culture, having been Portuguese, brought up in a certain kind of way, you do have certain limiting beliefs. Say, for instance, you believe that you're only capable of doing so much because in your culture that is what those people do. You're only allowed to go into certain careers because that is what your people do. And that is a belief system that is then ingrained in you. So removing those, like I said, follow those 6 steps. Step number 1, identifying your limiting belief. Step number 2 is listing ways in which that belief is actually limiting you. Step number 3 is to decide what you would feel or act like if that limiting belief was removed. Then you need to create a new belief system or an affirmation. Then you need to affirm on a daily basis, and then you need to visualize this on a regular basis. I hope this little clip helps you with removing limiting beliefs. Please let me know. Drop me a line, drop me a message, give me a call. I'd like to know if this sort of thing is assisting anyone out there, and wishing you an awesome day and an awesome week.